Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday and welcome back to Candle Review Sunday. We are still doing 2 candle reviews per Sunday because I still have fall candles coming out of my ears. Now, this one here, I would actually say, I don't know, this could go either way for me. This can be considered a fall scent for some people. I would actually consider Cranberry Wreath, which is obviously what we are discussing here today. I would actually consider Cranberry Wreath to be more of a holiday scent to my nose, but I'm gonna plug it in with the remainder of the fall reviews only because these candles have been selling out fairly quickly, especially over at QVC. And I know that some people get very mad that the candles are selling out quickly. My best guess, honestly, and I've mentioned this before, but if this is one of your first videos that you're watching here, I've mentioned that I think the problem this year is that I don't think Harry or QVC or really any of the other vendors that sell the Homeworx candles were able to get the numbers that they were hoping to in terms of product from the factory. By the way, I'm going to be addressing this whole little stand and hurricane situation here in a second, so stay tuned for that. If you have questions about it, I will address it. But I think what's happening is that the factories where these candles are produced just were not able to handle the amount that most companies probably want to order in terms of finished product. We are obviously still in a global pandemic, and so I think that's slowing down a lot of things. There are also a lot of supply chain issues. So if you haven't looked into that, there's a lot of shortages going on in a lot of different areas. So my suggestion is, as these holiday scents are being released, either on QVC, the Homeworx website, or even at Ulta, I don't know if anything else is coming to Ulta, by the way. But as you see things that you might have an interest in, I would just suggest picking a set up just so that you have it. Worst case scenario, if you don't actually like the way it smells, you can return it. But I have had a lot of people comment on how frustrated they are that they wanted something, but they decided to hold off and then it sold out and they weren't able to get it, which very annoying. I totally know that because that is kind of what happened with my praline pecan. Not kind of, that is what happened with my praline pecan this year, is that I thought I had probably a little bit more of an opportunity to pick up backups of that one, and then I only ordered like 2 or 3 sets, and then it just completely sold out before I was able to order more. So I totally get it. It's obnoxious, but I would honestly just prepare yourselves that this is something we're going to be dealing with for the just at least immediate future until everything picks back up to quote unquote normal. I don't know when that is. So anyway, that is just a little spiel on, I don't want to say the importance of picking things up when you see them and you want them, but because this isn't important stuff, right? Like, candles are frivolous. We don't need these things. These are extras to have in our lives that we can enjoy, right? Anyway, speaking of extras that I didn't need, but I got super curious about and am super glad I picked up, I grabbed some Hurricanes, specifically for my Homeworx candles to see if they would improve the strength and the throw of the candles that have a newer pour to them. And I am finding in my scientific research over here that I think it's making a difference. So I will link this particular Hurricane down below, but I am going to be doing a whole separate video all about Hurricanes, why to use them, how to use them, how often to clean them, all that kind of stuff here. If it's already ready to go, then I will link it in the description box down below. If it's not, it should be coming up very soon here on my channel, so do stay tuned. But this particular one is from Crate and Barrel. I will link it in the description box down below. It's beautiful, and man, is this a good thing for a candle whose strength and throw is a little bit less than you would prefer it to be. Let's just say that. Anyway, let us finally get into Cranberry Wreath. This is why you guys are here. Spoiler, guess who has a new favorite candle from Homeworx? This guy. Oh man, I kind of knew, just based on the notes, that I would really enjoy this one, which is why I ordered 2 sets to begin with. I'm gonna need more. And I'm gonna really need Harry to bring this back on a yearly basis, because I could see this being a perfect companion to my favorite candles from Nest that I love during the holidays. Like, this would be absolute perfection with my spiced orange pomander. P.S. If you want that one from Nest again, I found it. It's a friggin' Crate and Barrel exclusive now, which sucks because Crate and Barrel barely ever does coupons, but you can find it there. So I will link it down below. This pairs really nicely with that. I know, because I picked some candles up and I actually started burning spiced orange pomander already. I just couldn't wait. It's such a beautiful scent. I had to have it in my life. So also this would pair beautifully with Nest Holiday as well as Birchwood Pine. I'm just saying, I think I'm going to have the most perfect amount of cranberry in my house this holiday season. This scent is fabulous. It is, I'm gonna put it in my top 5. I don't know who's gonna get the boot out of the top 5 in terms of Homeworx. Maybe I'll just make it a top 6, but I love this scent. Okay, so I'm also going to compare it, because I know you guys are gonna ask. I will compare it to the Garland Berry. So hold tight for that. This video might be a little longer. Sorry, I'm talking a lot today. Lots of information. Let's go through the scent notes here, and then let's talk about strength and throw just on its own without being in a hurricane, and then let's talk strength and throw with the hurricane, because there's difference. Okay, so the fragrance notes on this one are iced cranberries, fir, needle, fresh balsam, and musk. First off, just get rid of the musk. I don't smell that at all. I don't smell it on cold sniff, and I certainly don't smell it burning. There is no musk in this, but I smell every other note. I smell the fir, I smell the balsam, and then I smell the nicest cranberry. I wouldn't actually call it iced cranberries. That implies to me like a cooler type of scent. This smells pretty warm to me. It smells tart, like a cranberry. It has some cranberry sweetness to it, but it's not too tart and it's not too sweet. It's kind of the perfect balance of cranberry. It is the best type of cranberry that you can get, because it doesn't give you that kind of sour reaction. I've tried some cranberry scents where they're just very kind of sour smelling, and I don't like that. I like my cranberry scents to have some sweetness to them, and I like them to have some warmth. My other favorite cranberry scent of all time, by the way, is Cranberry Chutney from Yankee Candle. I've talked about that multiple times on my channel. That is a scent that I absolutely love for basically around mid-November, Thanksgiving time through the end of the holidays. It is delicious. And this has that same type of cranberry where it is very authentic, very real, just enough tartness, just enough sweetness. And when you pair that with those beautiful holiday tree notes of the fir and the balsam, it is perfect. I would say this is 50-50 cranberry and tree. So if you like cranberries, if you like those balsam and fir type notes, and better yet, you like them together, you have to try this. It's really a beautiful scent. And at the time that I'm filming this video, which today's actually Tuesday for me, so this set is still up on QVC. I will link it in the description box down below, wherever it is currently available. Get it. It's so good. It's really good, you guys. And I'm glad that I bought 2 sets. I will be ordering at least a third because I think I'm gonna need it actually for this year. I see myself just continuing to like get my backups out after I finish one. Like I wanna keep smelling this. Strength and throw. Okay, let's talk without the hurricane. Without the hurricane, this just sitting out on a regular Homeworx pedestal was giving me a strength of about 6. Not super strong for a Homeworx, not what I'm used to. And the throw was also more of a 6. So just really not super great. By the way, these candles were poured. I'm looking at the bottom, and I might as well just show this to you guys because a lot of you have been asking me how I know when the candles were actually made. It's very simple. So this is just for Homeworx, for example, obviously. So do you see this number right here? The F stands for fall. The 21 stands for the year. So 2001, 06 is June, and then 19 is the date that it was poured. So June 19th, 2021. Voila, super easy, right? So now you can date your candles. Bath and Body Works has a similar system. So yeah, that's how you can tell. I don't have some incredible memory. It's not like I just remember when each candle was released. Yeah, no, not that person. So with this particular hurricane, the strength and the throw pick up, and it is a noticeable amount. I would say the strength of this goes up to a 7 in this hurricane, and the throw is actually probably closer to an 8. It travels a lot further. The reason I think is that the fragrance, first off, the candle is allowed to be able to get a little bit warmer. I do think that helps with the dispersion of the oils. But this is also slightly, can you see how this is? Let me see if I can put it on here. Maybe you can tell. It's like, what do you call this? Where it like goes up into like a cone type shape, but it like tapers. It's like it's a tapered hurricane. Let's call it that. It basically just amplifies the scent and then it just like spits it out on top. That is a very unappetizing way to put it, but it works. It works. Otherwise, my suggestion was going to be, hey, maybe save these. Let them cure for a little while, which by the way, I still do and will continue to do with my Homeworx candles. I have a lot of backup candles, so I don't necessarily need to burn this year's candles this year. I can burn last year's candles this year because I unfortunately bought a ton. So I am not buying nearly as many backups. I'm sure you guys have noticed that with the hauls that I've been doing. I would sometimes buy like 5 or 6 duos of my favorites. That was crazy. And I did get to a point where I was like, I have too many candles. So I'm starting to whittle down my Homeworx stash a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I will always have a backup stash, but I did kind of get back into my, I don't want to say hoarding tendencies. I'm not a hoarder, although someone did tell me the other day that I'm a hoarder. The house is very clean, it's very tidy. Everything's organized, everything's neat, everything has a place, and nothing is overflowing. So let's just get that out of the way. But yeah, I have not spoiled my stash too much this year with a bunch of extra candles. So anyway, love this. 2 thumbs up. Madly in love. Let's compare it to Garland Berry. I will actually link my original review of Garland Berry in the description box down below. I really liked Garland Berry. And I still like it, but guess what I'm going to purchase instead? Cranberry Wreath. First off, the Garland Berry, now I don't have a like backup in my hand, so I can't compare them like right next to each other right now. I'm kind of going off of memory, but I know that there isn't a cranberry note per se in the Garland Berry, so keep that in mind. There is a cranberry note in this one, and it's in the description, and it's very distinct when you're smelling the candle. The notes for Garland Berry are fir, holly berries, blackberries, and balsam. Now, I do know that there is a very distinct balsam note in there. I also remember the fir, just those classic tree notes. I do remember maybe a little bit of that blackberry. And then the holly berries, I guess, because they come across as kind of just a tart berry note, you could call that cranberry if you wanted. but I don't actually think it's a cranberry note in that one. It is nice. It was a great performer when I had it. I'm assuming that the performance is the same. It's available, by the way. You can get it at the Homeworx website, so I'll link it down below. But yeah, these are two different scents. I don't see them as the same scent, and I actually prefer this one over the Garland Berry. So this is what I'm gonna purchase going forward. Again, fingers crossed that I can continue to get this year after year, but you know, there is a chance that it could be a one and done. I hope not. I very rarely send Harry a message about scents and things that I absolutely love, but I'm gonna send him a message about this one and just be like, could you please, for the love of all that is good, just continue to bring this one back. It's kind of like Harvest Leaves to me, where it is just such a classic that I want to continue to have it around. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So obviously for me, this is 2 thumbs up. Let me know if you have gotten your hands on the Cranberry Wreath. Let me know your experience with it so far. And yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. There is one more Homeworx review coming up today, and it's going to be of the Amaretto Pumpkin, which I know, not new this year, but I purchased one from last year and it is still available, so I'm gonna review it. That'll be up next, you guys. Please subscribe if you're new, and check out that description box below this video. There's a little arrow. You can click that. It'll take you to all of the details that I mentioned. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Doodaloo.